The disappearance of American pilot Amelia Earhart is one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in history. But researchers now believe they know what happened to the pioneering aviator and her navigator after they vanished while trying to fly around the world in 1937. Earhart, 39, had already become the first female pilot to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean 5 years earlier. It was believed she had crashed into the sea after her plane, Electra, developed engine problems. But now experts have analyzed Earhart's final distress calls, which reveal clues which may shed light on what really happened. Rick Gillespie believes he has proof that Earhart crash-landed on a remote South Pacific island about 2,000 miles from Hawaii, and called for help for nearly a week before her plane was swept out to sea. Gillespie, who has researched the case for more than 30 years, says the distress calls were heard around the world, and prompted the Navy to launch a rescue mission. He told CBS News, "It took the battleship a week to get there, by which time the radio signals had stopped, and when the planes flew over the island, they didn't see an airplane." Gillespie said the calls were also heard by dozens of people who unexpectedly picked up Earhart's transmissions on their radios thousands of miles away. Calls for help were reportedly heard in Florida, Iowa, Texas and even Canada, where a woman said she heard a voice saying, "We have taken in water, we can't hold on much longer." Gillespie's organization also re-examined bones first discovered in 1940 after they were washed up on the tiny atoll of Nicomereau, part of the nation of Kiribati. And they think Earhart lived out her final days as a castaway stranded in the middle of the Pacific. The International Group for Historic Aircraft Discovery, based in Philadelphia, has been trying to prove the bones uncovered belong to the American pilot since 1998, and how they appear consistent with a female of Earhart's height and ethnic origin. The bones had been previously confirmed to have belonged to a castaway, and not the victim of a plane crash. A comprehensive study of the Nicomereau area showed bonfires had been lit and fish bones left around by someone living on the atoll. There is an entire final chapter of Earhart's life that people don't know about. She spent days, maybe months, heroically struggling to survive as a castaway, Gillespie said. Despite speculation in 1940 that the remains were those of Earhart, British authorities rejected the claim after a doctor concluded that the bones were from a male. The bones were subsequently lost, but the doctor's files were uncovered in 1998 and included the skeletal measurements, which showed that the length of the forearm was larger than average. The Aircraft Recovery Group has now re-examined the doctor's findings, comparing the ratio of the skeleton's upper and lower arm bones to that from a clear photograph of Earhart standing in a short-sleeved top, and concluded that the two ratios were virtually identical. Jeff Glickman, a forensic imaging specialist consulted by the group, examined the length of two bones, the radius and humerus, in Earhart's left arm and found the ratio was 0.76. This closely matched the ratio of 0.756 observed in the skeleton, a ratio that was longer than the average of 0.73 for women born in the late 19th century. The finding adds to speculation that Earhart landed safely on Nicomereau, also known as Gardner Island, after running into plane trouble during her attempt to find Howland Island, southwest of Hawaii. Accompanied by Fred Noonan, her navigator, she planned to fly to Hawaii before completing her journey in California. Earhart's disappearance has prompted searches across the Pacific over the years and numerous conspiracy theories, including the claim that she survived and assumed a new identity.